the last custom card review video did not go over super well. That's probably my fault, because I'm apparently not titling these to make them clear enough that they're created cards, despite the fact that it's in parentheses on every single video I do. That is the series. So hopefully this title isn't as clickbaity and you guys won't roast me for it. Anyway, it's been over a month, almost 2 months now, since I looked at some custom cards, and I have a couple that I've had backlogged from people tagging me and stuff on Zodiac Duelist and people posting stuff on my Facebook page. And I wanted to go through some of them in this video because I know that you guys really do like this series, and I realized that particular video was sort of a fluke in the audience catching it. Anyway, these cards aren't real. None of these are real that I'm reviewing. We're going to laugh at them together. That's what we do on this channel. The first one, Madolche Midnight Snack. Now, this is a field spell card, so it sort of already, we have to compare this card to Madolche Chateau, because that's obviously the go-to Madolche field spell. And when this card is activated, you can add one Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. That's pretty good. Right off the bat, we're at a Stratos for the deck, or I guess it's more like a Hidden City or Dragonic Diagram or Union Hanger or one of those field spells that just instantly add something to your hand. Obviously, even if this card just had that effect, it'd be pretty good. Once per turn, you can target any number of Madolche cards in your hand or graveyard. If you do, shuffle those targets... Okay. If you do, shuffle those targets back and draw cards equal to the number returned to the deck, +1. Sorry, like the grammar's really weird on that, because I think it should be, and if you do, and then like a comma, shuffle those targets back. So you can target any number of Madolches, put them back in the deck, and then draw. So it's sort of like a Cosmo Town. The problem is that, I mean, right off the bat, even if you, like, let's say, I mean, you activate this, right? So it's an instant +1 Adam Dolce. You could actually then just use the shuffle effect for the one that you added to draw 2. So this card is just Pot of Greed right off the bat. But more brokenly, there's no limit to how many you can shuffle back, and it can target cards in the graveyard. So that's insane. You can only activate one Madolche Midnight Snack per turn, and that doesn't limit it to each individual effect. That looks like you just can't activate it. It's sort of like Union Hanger, we can't activate multiple copies in a turn. Yeah, this card's broken. I mean, you could just play... I mean, this is just better than Chicken Game, right? You could just play 3 Terraforming, 3 Midnight Snack, and maybe you won't play that many, but you could just play like one Madolche card to search with it, so that you could just get a free Pot of Greed every turn. That's pretty silly. Yeah, this card's broken. I don't know. It's like Madolches keep getting... I don't even think it's with like fixed Madolches, but it would definitely like help. This is basically the spellbook of Judgment for Madolches, which I don't think they necessarily deserve. Anyway, we have the next card, which is Jar Ren. So supposedly this should be like a... I think there was like a Star Wars series where Jar Jar Binks was Kylo Ren or something. I can't remember that, but that's what I'm getting the vibe from in this picture at least. Anyway, you'll notice very quickly that this card is a strictly better version of another card. So it's level 6 Dark, 2600 attack points, Reptile, so you can search it with King of the Fair Limps. Cannot be special summoned. If this card battles a monster, banish it. Neither player can special summon monsters. So right off the bat, 3 sentences in here, you can tell that Jar Jar Ren is already, unless these next effects are super restrictive, which spoiler alert, they're not. Already this card is just a strictly better Vanity's Fiend. It has 200 more attack. It has the same restriction, and it also restricts special summoning, but also if it battles a monster, banish it, because why not? Let's see if it gets better. If this card is destroyed or sent to the graveyard, you can target one card on the field, banish that target, and if you do, draw one card. So not only is this a better Vanity Scene with more attack points, it also is a DD Warrior Lady. If it is destroyed or sent to the graveyard, you can target a card on the field and banish it and draw a card. So it's like, it not only takes the card down with it, you also just get a free card to replace it. So that's pretty insane. If this card is banished, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters, and if they do, you draw 2 cards. So the only way to out this is to banish it, basically. And I'm trying to think of like good ways to do that. I suppose like Dimensional Prison and Farfa would be like the most effective ways. Obviously, those aren't really like super generic and not really no one really plays them anymore. But if your opponent doesn't just happen to have like a banishing effect in the deck, they're just getting screwed like 100 different ways by killing this. And it's just like someone like commented on that Facebook post that this should be a Cosmo monster just to make it even crazier. I don't know about that. Anyway, the next one is Visible Whirlwind, and it's a quick play spell card. And I just want to say right off the bat that the artwork on this is like really sick. Not gonna lie. On creative cards, a lot of times you don't see people creating their own artwork for it, but clearly the person that made this did actually spend some effort. They probably just put together some like JPEGs and stuff, but like the Ghost Ogre and the Ash Blossom on this artwork are really funny looking. I thought the artwork for this is actually just like a 10 out of 10. Anyway, the effect is reveal one random card in your opponent's hand. If it is a monster, destroy it. If the monster, so that already is pretty crazy. I mean, revealing random cards in your opponent's hand, maybe not super broken by itself, but if it's a monster, you can just destroy it. That's pretty good considering about 50% of every deck is going to be a monster. And then also, if the monster's attack was 1,000 or lower, then your opponent destroys all cards with the same name as that card from their hand and deck, which is ridiculous. Obviously, the counter here is that it's supposed to be for hand traps, so you hit an Ash Blossom, they can't Ash Blossom for the rest of the game because get rid of them all, stuff like that. And then cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. So it's basically a super poly. I suppose it could be negated. So, right? So I think super poly says you can't. No, I don't think you can negate it. I don't know. It's been so long since super poly was in the game. So I'm pretty sure this is just unnegatable. Not like there'd be like a lot of good stuff to negate it anyway. But so it's pretty crazy. I mean, obviously this person hates hand traps. That's very clear, and that's what a lot of people commented on this post. But I mean, outside of being insanely broken, I've read a lot of creative cards, and this one's actually not even that terrible, design-wise at least. Most of the grammar is fine on here. The picture is interesting and unique. It's not, I mean, yeah, it's like overpowered probably, but it's not completely overpowered. It's not like reveal your opponent's entire hand and like take a monster with 1,000 monster attack and destroy it in all copies. Like that's not, but obviously, I mean, this card would be insane if it was in the game, but I don't know, out of all the ones I've reviewed, maybe this is like the least frustrating to look at because it's not badly designed, which I guess is a nice segue if you think so, into the next card, which is the complete opposite. So we have True Zodiac Katina. Is that Katina? Probably someone correct me. Yeah, this has a lot of text. And yeah, the artwork's like really furry, and I can't tell if it's a girl or boy or animal or probably from some anime. I think it's okay. I just noticed that the picture is like definitely from like some anime, and they just like photoshopped one of the Zodiac fists on them, which is interesting. So the text is kind of small here, but so it takes 1 tuner plus 1 or 1 non-tuner beast warrior type monsters, and it's level 6. For this card, Synchro Summon, you can treat 1 rank 4 exceed monster you control with question mark original attack as a level 2 tuner. Now, this is going to come up a couple times in this text where he says question mark original attack, and I guess it just depends on how much you want your suspension of disbelief to go as far as reading custom cards, but I looked it up, and cards that have question mark original attack when they're summoned, whatever their attack is when they're summoned per their like effect requirement, that becomes their original attack. At least that's what the Wikia said when I looked it up. So this doesn't work just in general, but I guess we can ignore that for the sake of like reviewing the rest of the card, but I don't think this actually works in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, though, this card's attack and defense is always equal to the total attack and total defense of its synchro materials plus 600. I don't know why it says always equal. That's kind of a weird way to say that. Each monster in the field with question mark original attack cannot be destroyed by battle once per turn. So that's sort of like what I'm saying here, where it's like monsters with question mark 0 attack like don't actually exist when they're on the field because it just becomes whatever attack they have. But I guess if we're pretending like that works, yeah, I guess that's pretty good. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a player special summons a monster in attack position, except a monster with a question mark attack, destroy those monsters, and if you do, you can attach all those destroyed monsters to 1 exceed material you control as exceed materials. I mean, that's like fine. It's actually pretty good. If this card worked, I guess it'd be played as like a one of. I mean, because it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this card, because would you even waste your, especially now with like Zodiacs being so unable to have like as many free cards as they have in the past. I can't remember if this card was made before the ban list, but this just seems like really weird. Because like, are you gonna like consolidate two resources, like level 4 and one of your seed guys, to make this thing? Like maybe. And then like its attack stat is always like kind of dependent on like what you use to summon it, because like ideally you're trying to summon this with stuff that you bring back with like Chakanine, but those would have 0 attack because they have no materials, and this thing would have no attack points. And like the blanket sort of, I mean, it's sort of like a torrential tribute for whatever your opponent summons. That's like good, but it's not like great. And it only like protects question mark things from battle, not even card effects. Honestly, I think this person tried to make this card super broken, and it turned out pretty crappy and terribly designed. So definitely not a 10 out of 10 on this particular custom card. But anyway, that was all I had for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this in another installment of a series that I don't know if I'll continue doing a lot in the future. I feel like this is sort of getting to the point where it's like, hey, these are stupid cards to look at. Haha, people don't know how to spell things. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to find like a whole archetype to review. That'd be kind of interesting to shake things up. But anyway, I'll see you guys later.